Doctor.
Attorney.
And now, the official injury law firm partner of the Denver Broncos.
Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Hello, my friends. Hope you had a great weekend. Things a little bit different for Monday as we'll have high clouds moving across the area. There are quite a few of them off to our northwest, some mountain wave clouds in there as well. We had a gorgeous sunrise on Monday morning. It's all associated with this ridge of high pressure. The ridge axis just upstream of us is favorable for mountain wave cloud development, and it's one of those situations where the computers can underdo it a little bit. So for Banjo's barometer for Monday, he likes that the temperatures are warmer than over the weekend. He's got a little body, so he doesn't like when it's windy. Today is the least windy day. In fact, not too much across the area, really. But he is concerned about those wave clouds. His little body, he cares about how things feel outside, and he couldn't go with a 10 because those high clouds might be thick in some spots. And again, it's one of those situations where I think the computer models tend to underdo the high cloud cover a little bit, so my forecast is a little more on the cloudier side of things than what some of the computers are showing, which is fine. That's why you come to me, right? But we will have those as we move from Monday into Tuesday. I'll just run the wind through the day today. It's the day, if you are not a fan of wind, to get outside, get your errands done, do something. High school sports, the spring sports fire up today across Colorado, and that will be good for the tryouts that are happening outside. Temperature-wise, warmer than what we had over the weekend, so that's good news. Even some 50s showing up in the mountain valleys today. Overnight tonight, we are warmer, actually, than what we're waking up to Monday, by about 7 to 10 degrees. Some areas may stay in the 40s overnight as we have downslope flow. And warmer tomorrow, getting to around 80 over the southeastern plains and 70 for Colorado Springs, and even some 60s showing up in the mountain valleys. But the wind returns, and we start to see it overnight. Now, not so much for lower elevations, except maybe the gap here from Levita Pass down through Levita and Walsenburg on Highway 160. But some of the eastern slopes pick that up and really off to the west of Denver. See some of these darker oranges here? There might be some wind gusts around 80 miles per hour. This is the wind I was talking about last week. I think we're sort of sheltered from it a little bit on the Rampart Range, but we may see some gusts as we move into tomorrow morning, around 35 miles per hour as well. But we hit the afternoon tomorrow, and some of that wind comes down the slope, ups the fire danger, dries things out. Humidities will be below 15%. So we have a fire weather watch in effect from the south side of the Springs down I-25 out toward eastern Los Animas County, Crowley and Otero County. This will probably end up as a red flag warning, I would think, through the day on Monday. This will be upgraded. And then we do have a high wind watch off to the west of Denver. Again, some of those gusts could be around 80 miles per hour. So, from Breckenridge through Fairplay, some of those spots will have some strong wind gusts to contend with. Overnight, Tuesday into Wednesday, we pull the wind up into the hills, so that's good news, and it's not as strong until the sun comes up on Wednesday is what it'll be Monday night into Tuesday. And then as we hit Wednesday, though, cold front comes across the area, and we'll see wind spread out across the plains. It's another real windy day. From a fire weather perspective, humidity may stay up enough that might be our saving grace here as this cold front comes through. I mean, obviously, still, if we were to get a fire, that would be an issue, but some of the gusts might be around 50 miles per hour. Ahead of the cold front, temperatures might even be warmer Wednesday morning than they'll be Tuesday morning. So mild starts to the day. And then this isn't a particularly cold system. We'll come down a little bit on Wednesday from what we had Tuesday, come down a little bit more for Thursday, but it's not like this brings a 30-degree temperature drop or anything like that. The midweek system will bring some snow to the central and northern ski resorts. We start to see that Tuesday night, but really we notice it as we move into Wednesday morning and during the day on Wednesday. And again, it's the passage of this system that keeps the humidity up a little bit from a fire weather standpoint, so that's good news. We might end up with a couple inches around Monarch Pass and Monarch Mountain, might get a little bit over the northern parts of the San Juans, but really it's the central and northern ski resorts that'll do better. Then behind the front Wednesday evening, we may catch some showers Across the lower elevations, that might be rain or maybe a rain and wet snow mix. Probably more likely across the Palmer Divide than what you're seeing here across the southeastern plains, but I'll keep an eye on that over the next couple of days. Whatever we end up getting, I don't think is going to be very heavy. So that's our situation here through the middle part of the week. Unfortunately, wind is coming back into the forecast. You need the forecast for where you are or as you're driving around Colorado. Of course, that forecast changes. I cover every nook and cranny in the Peaks to Plains weather app, which you can download today.